Beruchim haboim. Welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Ayin Amud Beis, 5 lines from the top. The Gemara had told us, Shogag bezeh ubezeh zeu ha-shoygeg ha'amur b'Torah. If a person was shoygeg both in this and in that, meaning he was shoygeg that it was Shabbos, he didn't know that it was Shabbos, he erred that it's Shabbos, and also he erred that he didn't know the malachos that he was doing was malachos. That's the classical, for sure, he's chayiv as a korban chatos for that. The question is, do we go after the shogag of Shabbos, whereby he's chayiv one korban chatos? Or do we say that he's chayiv on the shigas malacha, he's chayiv al kol malacha o malacha, a separate korban chatos? Says the Gemara, Boi minei Rava mi Rav Nachman. This is the shayla Rava asked Rav Nachman. Helem zeh v'zeh b'yodo mahu. If a person was helem, that means to say that he did not know that it was Shabbos, or he did not, and together also he did not know that it was malachos that he was doing. What's the din? What is the korban that he brings? Is it one korban chatos for the shigas Shabbos, or again is it several korban chatos for each and every malacha that he transgressed? Omar le harei helem Shabbos biyadoi. Since the essence of Shabbos, meaning in this case, he forgot Shabbos, and thereby the Shabbos is the central factor, therefore he'll be chayiv only one korban chatas, even though it's true, he was also shoyging in the malachos. Adrabah, says the Gemara, harei helem malachos. On the contrary, you cannot obligate him only one korban chatos because he forgot that today was Shabbos. After all, he did many malachos which are chayiv a separate korban chatos for each one. So therefore, he should be chayiv each and every korban chatos. Elomar Rav Ashi chazinon. Let us see the following: Imishum Shabbos kaparish harei helem Shabbos biyodo ve'eno chayiv ela achas. If he's being parish, that means he's going to then desist from doing what he's doing because they tell him it's Shabbos, then you can tell that indeed he's chayiv only one korban chatas because of the shigas Shabbos. However, if he desists from doing the malacha because you tell him that he's doing malacha now, then it's a telltale that indeed he's going to be chayiv for shigas malachos on kol malacha separate korban chatos. Omar le Ravina le Ravashi. Ravina said to Ravashi, "Klum parish mishabis ele mishum malachos, and klum parish mimalachos ele mishum Shabbos." It's not possible to be parish from Shabbos unless you're also unaware that there's malachos. Meaning that when a person says to you, "Today is Shabbos," why does he desist from doing the malacha? Because he knows that he's also doing malacha now. So therefore he doesn't do the malacha because it's Shabbos. And therefore also the opposite is true. When you tell him, today you're doing malacha. So if he doesn't know that the problem is because it's Shabbos also, so there's no problem with doing malacha during the week. So therefore each one is dependent on the other, whereby you cannot determine if he's going to be paresh from one with the exclusive of the other. Says the Gemara, so how do we tell if he's going to be chayiv only one or the other? Gemara concludes, Eloloi shna, we go back and revert to the original statement that he's chayiv only one korban chatas because, after all, the primary shigaga is the shiga of Shabbos. The Gemara now asks a question on that. If the conclusion is indeed he's only chayiv for one korban chatas because of shiga Shabbos, ask the Gemara from the following Mishnah. Tanan, it says in our Mishnah, Lekamon and Daf Ayin Gimel, Avois Malachos Arbaim Choser Achas. There are 39 malachos. Vehavinam bo. Let us understand, let's analyze this statement. Minyan alamali. Why did our Tana choose to then count and say there are 39 malachos? Why did he tell us the number? After all, we can count ourselves, because it's listed in the Mishnah, all of the 39 malachos. So you didn't have to say there are 39 malachos. Says Rabbi Yochanan, to teach us that if a person does all of the malachos, he transgresses all 39 malachos, with one forgetful period, he's going to be chayiv for all 39 malachos, a separate korban chatos. So I amris bishlama helem ze v'ze b'yoder chayiv akol achas ve'achas shapir. If you're going to say that he is unaware that today is Shabbos and he's also unaware that he is doing malacha, then it's shapir that he's going to be chayiv, accountable for each and every malacha, a separate korban chatos. But if you're going to maintain that in this case he'll only be chayiv one korban chatos, even though he's not aware of Shabbos and he's also not aware of the malachos, how can you find 39 different korban chatos? Says the Gemara, Mizadon Shabbos v'shigos malachos. When he knows that it's Shabbos, but he's unaware that he's doing malacha. That's how you can determine that indeed he will be chayiv 39 separate korban chatos for 39 different avos malachos. The Gemara now asks, Hanicha isavar like Rabbi Yochanan. That will be well according to Rabbi Yochanan, the Omar, who said, Kivan shek shogag bekares, afa b'shehizig belav. When a person is shoygeg only in the kares, he doesn't know that it carries a chiyuv of kares, but he knows that he is doing a malacha. Then it's good according to Rabbi Yochanan, because mishkachas la diyadale b'Shabbos belav. Since he knows that it's Shabbos, he just doesn't know he's chayiv kares. Then you can come out with a person then being chayiv for shigos malachos v'zdon Shabbos. Eliyamris lo eliisavar lak Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Damar ashe yishgoig belav v'kares diyadale Shabbos b'mai. But according to Reish Lakish, who says that shoygeg is only a situation where a person doesn't know that he's doing a malacha. So therefore, how does he know that it's Shabbos? According to Reish Lakish, if he doesn't know that he's doing malacha, and he doesn't know that he's chayiv kares, so how is he aware that this day is Shabbos different than any other day of the week? So therefore, how can he be chayiv 39 malachos? Answers the Gemara, diyada la betchumin, because he knows that there's an isser of tchumin, which is the Araisa v'alibud Rabbi Akiva, and therefore he's aware that it's Shabbos. He just doesn't know that he's doing malachos. So it comes out the Gemara maintains what it concluded earlier in a situation where he's shoygig bezeh ubezeh behelam echad. He doesn't know that today is Shabbos. He doesn't know that he's doing malachos. He'll ultimately only be chayiv one korban chatas for shigas Shabbos. Says the Gemara weiter, a new case, Omar Rave. Rave said, Kotzar v'tochan kigrogeres b'shigas Shabbos v'zodon malachos. If a person reaped, he did the Isser of Kitzira, and he also did the Isser of Tchina, grinding, the size of Gogeres. Gogeres is the shiur, the minimum requirement to be over a malacha on Shabbos that has to do with food. So over here, he both did a malacha of reaping with food, and he did a malacha of Tchina, of grinding, each one a separate malacha. A Shigas Shabbos, not knowing that today was Shabbos, although he knew that he was doing malacha. Then subsequently, let's say an hour later, he then again did a ketzira and a techina, but this time he knew that it was Shabbos, but he didn't do that. Didn't know he was doing malacha. Says the Gemara, v'noida al ketzira v'techina shel shigas Shabbos. Then he became aware that indeed he did the malachos of ketzira and techina on the shoygig of Shabbos. V'choza v'noida la ketzira al techina shel sodon Shabbos v'shigas malachos. Then he became aware that he did malacha, that he did ketzira and techina. So therefore, it comes out like this: a person did a ketzira and techina with a shigas Shabbos, that's chayiv one korban chatos because he was not aware that it was Shabbos. Then he became aware subsequently that he did techina and ketzira, and he became aware that indeed that he did a shigas malacha. So what's the din? Says the Gemara, according to Rava, Ktsira gareres ktsira, v'tchina gareres tchina. That in this situation, it comes out that the Ktsira will draw the Ktsira, the reaping will draw the reaping, and the tchina, the grinding, will draw the grinding. As follows. That means, says Rava, since we have the concept, if a person ate 2 kezesim of chaylev, he eats 1 kezais of chaylev, which is chayiv a korban chatos, and then on the same unforgetful period, a forgetful period rather, he eats another another kezais of chaylev, that person, even though he ate 2 kezesim, is going to be chayiv 1 korban chatos for both kezesim, because there's 1 helem echad. Similarly over here, when he then became aware that he was Shigas Shabbos, became aware that he did not know it was Shabbos when he did Kesira and he did Techina, then he was mafrish a korban chatos for that. Though that korban chatos will then equally apply to the Shigas Malachos, because the Shigas Malachos was under 1 helem echad. Granted, it was a different type of shoygeg. Instead of being Shigas Shabbos, it was Shigas Malachos. He was not aware of the Ktsira and the Techina that he was doing. But nonetheless, it's still considered to be 1 helem echad that is going to be chayiv for the same korban chatos for both of them. So in other words, 1 korban chatos will then suffice for the Ktsira and the Techina of Shigas Shabbos, and will go towards the Ktsira and the Techina for Shigas Malacha. Aval, but in a different scenario, where he was noideloi al Ktsira shel zdon Shabbos, v'shigim malacha, where he first became aware that he was shogig in the malacha of Ktsira and Techina, where then he's mafrish a korban chatos for the malacha of the Ktsira. So it says Ktsira gareres Ktsira v'Techina she'ima. The hafrasha of the Ktsira, that he became aware that he did a Ktsira, that he was mafrish a korban chatas towards the shigas malacha of the malacha of Ktsira, that will then also be going towards the Techina together with it. Now that will also then go towards the Ktsira of the Shigas Shabbos, because that was but under 1 helem echad. Under the same concept that we just described before, if a person were to do in this case, he would eat 2 kezesim of chaylev. Under 1 helem echad, he's chayiv only 1 korban chatas. So over here, once again, since he became aware of the malacha of Ktsira that he did, he separates a korban chatas for that malacha. That will also go towards the aval noida loy al Ktsira shel zdon Shabbos v'shigas malachos. But when a person became first aware in this new scenario of the shigas malachos, of the Ktsira that he did, that means then he's mafrish a korban chatas for the shiga malacha of the Ktsira that he did. Says the Gemara, Ktsira gareres Ktsira v'Techina she'ima. So the Ktsira that he did, then he was mafrish a korban chatos. That will then also work towards being a kapara for the Ktsira they did for the Shigas Shabbos when he forgot that today was Shabbos. For the same principle that we said before, when a person eats 2 kezesim of chaylev, even though he ate 2 different shiurim, but since it was behelem echad, he's only going to be chayiv 1 korban chatos. So too over here, the Ktsira that he was mafrish a korban chatos for the Shigas malachos will also be towards the Ktsira of the Shiga Shabbos. Now, that korban chatos will also then be goyrer the techina of the Shiga Shabbos. Since he already had the korban chatos that worked towards the Shiga Shabbos for Ktsira, it will also then help towards the techina of Shiga Shabbos. However, there's now a separate techina of the malacha, of the Shigas malachas that he did. That he needs to separate a separate korban chatos. So it comes out that he needs to then do 2 korban chatos, one that takes care of the Ktsira both in the malacha as well as in the Shiga Shabbos, and that also then is gorer the Shigas Shabbos of Techina, and a separate korban chatas for the Shiga malacha of Techina. Or Abaye argues on Rava and says you only need 1 korban chatas in totality. Why? He says, because Tchina nami goreres Tchina. Shem Tchina achasi. He says that the Tchina, once it was already nigrar from the Kitzira, and was taken care of as a kapara from the korban chatas that was brought before, so therefore that Tchina of Shigas Shabbos will also then be goyrer the Tchina of Shigas Malacha. And therefore, according to Abaye, it comes out that not only do we say greira, we say greira, and we also say another greira. Gorer, that Ksir was gorer Tchina, and Tchina will be gorer another Tchina.